So you've fallen off the horse. You were doing really great. You were taking care of yourself. Everything was just kind of falling into place. You felt really good. And you fell down a little rabbit hole. You ate something you maybe shouldn't have eaten. You played a video game. You watched a show when you shouldn't have. You skipped the gym too many days in a row. You stayed up super late and then woke up in the middle of the day the next day. And now you just feel like shit. And then that carried over into the next day and the next day. And well, now you just feel like fuck, like what the hell. You're not happy with yourself. This is a natural position to be in. We all get there, we're all human. We're not robots, so we get into positions where we fall off the horse. If we didn't ever fall off the horse, we wouldn't know what it's like to feel on the horse, especially for consistent periods of time. So you gotta learn how to do this effectively because it's gonna happen. So if you can figure out how to use that to your advantage, well, you're ahead of the rest of the crowd. The important thing to know about when you fall off the horse is that it's usually because you're escaping something. Because logically, why on earth would you stop taking care of yourself? If you know that it makes you feel good to discipline yourself and take care of yourself and stay in your routine. Maybe you are missing variety. Maybe you're not playing enough. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Make sure that you allow yourself to play when you need to, so that way your work periods are sustainable. It's important to understand, why am I slacking? Why am I slacking right now? Asking yourself that question is a big first step. Taking the time to put down the show or the video game or the Cheetos or the pizza. Taking the time to put that down, sit with yourself, get past that uncomfortable feeling of like I need to like escape. Breathe through that. Get to the point where you can feel comfortable, asking the question, what am I escaping? Why am I off the horse right now? Sometimes your body needs to digest energies. Sometimes you're going through something, and even when you aren't conscious of it, your body needs to kind of digest, certain emotions, certain energies, certain shifts in your life. And it uses these periods of downtime to do that, these periods of rest. And then when you go back to going to work, when you get back on the horse, you're even more prepared and more fueled than you were last time. So a lot of the times it will help you. It will help you to get some rest. Your body and your mind knows what it needs. The key important thing to figure out is how to not stay there too long. Because once you fall in the hole, you might keep falling. And the longer you fall down, the harder and longer it's going to take to climb back up. One of the biggest reasons why we fall farther and farther down that hole is because of self-judgment. Is because when you make a mistake, like a human being does, when you make a mistake and you trip and you fall down that hole a little bit, you watch a show, you're like, fuck, I should be working right now. I should go to the gym. I should have went to the gym. I didn't drink the amount of water I needed to. You go and you do something you shouldn't. You play a video game, and then you're like, wow, I feel like shit. Wow, I shouldn't have fucking done that. I'm a piece of shit. And then you go and play you go and play another game, or you watch another show, or you eat another Cheeto. Because you feel like shit that you're not doing what you feel you're supposed to be doing. You're judging yourself for being not on top of your game. And there is a healthy amount of that in the form of tough love, like, yo, I'm not on my shit, I gotta push myself to get on my shit. But there's a difference between that healthy pushing yourself and the unhealthy judgment and self-pity, like, I'm slacking, you know, like, all right, I'll just slack some more, you know? That's how the rabbit hole is, you know, becomes a bigger problem. It's because you judge yourself so hard that you messed up. It's okay to mess up. It's okay. But when you mess up, do it effectively. Learn from your mistakes. That's the whole point of mistakes. When a bird doesn't get a worm in the morning because it didn't wake up early enough, do you think it feels shame that it didn't do that? Do you think it gets all up in its head and it feels inadequate that it didn't get up early enough and get a worm? No. The next morning it gets up earlier and it goes and gets the worm. Because the point of mistakes is to learn from them. Mistakes are our greatest teachers. So if you can learn from your mistake and skip the rest of all that shame and guilt and self-pity, you're using your mistakes effectively. So if you're off the horse, ask yourself, why am I off the horse? What am I escaping right now? And maybe work through that a little. And get back on the horse tomorrow. Don't judge yourself. It's okay. It's okay, you're a human being. But tomorrow, get back on. If you've slept all day and, you know, that kind of messes up your circadian rhythm and tomorrow is not going to be an on-the-horse regimented day, okay, do the shit that you need to do to make the next day a good day. Get started now. Starting is always going to be the hardest part. And when you fall off the horse, it's so hard to get right back on. But once you're on, it's easy. When you're on the horse, it's easy to ride. The hard part is getting on it. So, yeah, you don't want to fall off of it, but it happens. Shit comes up in life. Shit affects us mentally. Breathe, be with yourself, support yourself like your biggest fan, not like your biggest critic. Your biggest critic will put you down. Your inner critic will put you down. Be your biggest fan. Get back up and do the things that you need to do to get back on the horse. The sooner that you stop judging yourself and stop just treating yourself like shit because of the mistakes you've made, the sooner you're back taking care of yourself. The sooner you're back feeling like the best version of you. It's okay to make mistakes, but use them effectively. See you guys next week.